The topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Really, look at that.
Oh, Wendy Stuart, how are you?
I am fine. I guess my intro got eaten.
Live.
Because you want to know why I think Mercury is in retrograde and they just didn't tell us. However, I am just going to start this show. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Triversity Talk. I am your host, Wendy Stuart, and
I am Ike Avelli, co-host, and excited to be back again.
Oh my God, we love you, Ike, because you're funny.
No, Wendy, please. I'm so happy to be with you again. Thank you for asking me back.
Oh, of course, because it's like we have to do everything that we can in our lives to make it fun and light and make each day be as good as it possibly can.
Yeah, amen.
You know what? Everyone knows I totally do live my life that way. There's been so much going on lately. For those of you listening here in New York, we are very much open. And being that so many of our friends are performers, it has been absolutely nonstop.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Again, I'm telling you, the feeling and the crowds, and summer's coming, which is even better.
Crowds, summer is coming. People being able to perform live is really a big thing. Like I is a stand-up comedian. I do MC. I do stand-up. I even sing parodies. And let me just share this with you. For those of you in New York City, this Thursday night, I will be at Evan Lawrence Presents, his fabulous variety show, because we know variety is the spice of life. And that will be at Otto's Shrunken Head. Who the heck would name a club that?
I was actually calling my ex that, and that wasn't his real name. So he'll get a shrunken head soon.
Right. As well, I guess that's better than like if Otto were your ex, right? Saying Otto with a swelled head. Yeah. Like who would go to a club that was called Otto? No, you get what I'm saying, right?
I would be totally scared.
Right. It would be
Otto's shrunken head. What is this voodoo stuff we're talking about?
I know, or like it makes me think. You know where they do shrunken heads is like Papua New Guinea. Right. Like, there's a place called the Asmat where they were doing shrunken heads it wasn't even like so long ago, but don't get me off on that tangent.
That's a drive-by for sure.
Yeah, because I love to talk about shrunken heads and all that stuff. But anyway, let me get back to Evan Lawrence's show at Otto's Shrunken Head. I will be performing there along with a cast of other wonderful characters. You can check us out on Facebook and a guest starring Tim Moss, who is also having a fabulous party at Q Club on Saturday night to celebrate his 60th birthday. But Tim ain't no 60, is he?
No. We have we're going to reveal the age that night. Somehow.
Right. Oh my God. And wait, it's going to be like Zsa Zsa Gabor, right? Like
everybody and their mother is going to be out that night. People we probably haven't seen, people we haven't met. It's going to be so much fun.
And if you're in New York, this is the God's honest truth. You are all invited. The show starts at 7. It's Q Club, and we're going to have cake, and Tim Moss said other surprises as well. So
and free admission, Wendy. Come on.
Yeah, right. Free.
Is
Don't
that
be
crazy?
all up. Well, Ike, we need things to be free with this inflation.
Yeah. Oh my! It's bananas. Yeah.
Well, bananas. Let's talk about the price of bananas. How much are you paying for bananas?
Well, the bananas usually they're okay here. They used to be 50 cents a pound. Now they're 99 cents a pound. So yeah, it did go up. It did.
That's like double for potassium.
Yeah, I'm better off buying one a day.
Well, I was going to say, even beyond that, go on Amazon and get yourself some, potassium supplement.
I have to swear by Walmart. Walmart is just the cheapest, regardless of inflation. I don't know how they keep their prices so low.
I agree. I
Mafia.
agree. But here's the deal with Walmart, because I'm in New York City, I need to call, have them deliver it, right? And they will deliver to New York, but now they do this thing where you go through, you fill up your car. I hate this. Oh yeah. Boy, let me vent. It takes a while. This is not quick. You go through, you reorder some things, but maybe there's some new things you want. You fill up your cart, right? And then you get to the end, and you're looking at how much money you saved, and then you say to yourself, okay, I'm gonna press that I'm ready to exit, right? And it comes up that some of these items need to be picked up.
Oh,
no. Is that not the biggest scam? It's like they've got you drooling over all the money you saved, and now I have to go. Excuse me, the closest one to me, they tell me, is Secaucus, New Jersey.
I was going to ask you, because that's ridiculous.
It's crazy, right?
You don't have to keep the order. You don't have to go pick it up. They'll credit
and now I got to go back and start deleting things, and then I got to make sure I hit the $50 mark so I get the free delivery.
It's
I wonder why I'm stressed out. I don't know how I get through my life anymore.
Well, they're opening up an Amazon Fresh up the street from me.
Oh, lucky you.
So I don't know how that's going to work out, but it sounds fun. I guess everything is weighed as you buy the produce. They have the scale and it comes up. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, but that's up the street from you. What am I supposed to do? Eat
Wendy,
things you can?
I deliver.
I feel like a survivalist here. But anyway, speaking of survival, I don't know why I make up these leaders.
We just went that way.
Of survival. First of all, tonight's guest is so handsome. The first time I ever saw him perform was at our dear friend Coby Koehl does a show called Nouveau Riche once a week. And this singer-songwriter, he just swept the room, and got a standing ovation because not only is he gorgeous to look at, he can actually sing, and he sings from the heart, like emotional, vulnerable. He has a new album called Through the Storms. All right. And what I love about his album, he has collaborated with people like Coby Koehl and the dear Ari Gold, who passed away, who was a wonderful, wonderful singer. So what you learn when you're in this business is surround yourself with people that are as talented as you are, because at the end of the day, it only raises you up. Without further ado, I would like to introduce the one, the only Aris.
Yes. Hey, how are you? Hey, Wendy and Ike.
It's so good to be back here with you again. I wish it were live because, I always say that, and I'm sure we all feel that way as artists. There's something that comes through live that doesn't come through, on a Zoom or on a live stream. But I'll take you any way I can get you, Aris.
Likewise. Live soon enough. Don't worry. We got this.
We got this. How are you doing?
I am good. I am still a little bit hungover because last night was the Nouveau Riche showcase at Pangea.
Oh, my God.
Yes. So it was a beautiful night. I performed there, and there were some amazing, as always, amazing performers that turned out. But
amazing.
The bourbon was flowing.
I want to apologize to you because I go to every single one of those Nouveau Riche shows.
You can only be in so many places at one time until we clone you.
Right. Now, last night we had the opening of Jed and Clover's film. I always screw up on the name of it. Modest Male Exposure.
Yes.
I always want to call it Modern Male Exposure.
Yeah. Modest. It sounds really good.
Modest sounds really good. Either way.
Well, I have a question for Aris. I want to know about, you're a little hungover. As a performer, do you drink before you perform or after?
At an open mic, I would drink before and after. At my own show, I wouldn't drink until after. Just the strain on the vocal cords is kind of intensified with drinking, and the more you drink and the more you sing, you kind of lose it by the end. So
I find my
keep the
voice
quality. Yeah, and also to remember the lyrics and to not be a mess on stage. All very important things.
Yes.
Wow. So I have to ask you, because I did miss last night's show, and my amazing friend Cecily Williams.
Yes.
We love Cecily, and I'm sure we knew a bunch of other people. But Coby's going to kill me for this. But how many martinis did Coby Koehl have?
I plead the fifth. I think the best thing I can do is plead the fifth, but there are definitely more than one and less than 10. So there you go. You do the math.
Less than 10. Okay, so then there's one more part to this question. The beautiful singer Aviva, who is all of 21 years old, when Coby has too much to drink, I can tell, because he's bringing Aviva up again and again. He keeps going, Aviva, Aviva, and he loves saying it over and over. Did that happen?
Yes, that's how the night ended. Just spot on. It's like you were in the room. Uncanny.
Oh my God, I must be psychic. I feel like I was actually there. That's so amazing. So did you do the collaboration song with Coby that you did on the album?
No, I wanted to switch it up this time, and I actually did a cover that I'm going to be doing at my live set at Pangea on May 14th, a cover of the Miley Cyrus and Noah Cyrus song, I Got So High That I Saw Jesus, which seemed really appropriate for 420 and Easter, kind of throw those things together, and that's what we ended up with. But it was a really good time. And
oh my gosh,
it's a beautiful song. It's really stripped back, and it's got a gorgeous message, not just about getting high, clearly. So.
Right, it has. Listen, I'm a big fan of Miley.
Yeah.
I don't know Noah that well. Like what is when they're singing together, what does it blend like?
Noah's a little bit more country, but it kind of sounds like Miley singing with herself, like a younger version of herself. Yeah, it's kind of amazing. I'll send you a link after the show. You should check it out for sure.
I will totally check it out. I will totally check it out. Well, that's very, very exciting. It really is. I love that you have this album and that you collaborate with Coby Koehl. And what made you, many recording artists, it's all about the solo thing. What works for you in collaborating with other artists?
Well, don't get me wrong. I love solo material because that's where we really open ourselves up and show the world who we are. And you can have really introspective conversations with the music in that space. But there's just something so gorgeous about two voices or several voices coming together and making this magical moment. And I'm a sucker for soul singers. Why I'm in love with Coby and his beautiful voice.
That's I don't even call it a voice. I call it a
gift
from above. I don't call it. It's unbelievable.
Stunning. Yeah. And harmonies are something that I've always loved for many, many, many years since I started really falling in love with music. I loved harmonies on record and what it sounded like. So building those harmonies with amazing singers who I also have really beautiful personal relationships with, and letting that friendship then shine across in the collaborative process and the recording process, really special. And then being able to make something that's perhaps even more universal that touches more people is just like the biggest gift.
Well, you said you love soul singers. Now you dabble in so many different genres. So who were your influences?
Well, as you might imagine, because I dabble in so many genres, I have more than one or two. I grew up listening to a lot of Madonna because I was a child of the 80s. Yes! So it's just like what was happening, at the time. And my first concert was the Who's That Girl tour. I was 6. My mom really encouraged this. And there's pictures of me in a diaper singing like a virgin, intense. A little much for maybe 3, but that's okay. And then as time went on, I really fell in love with my mother's record collection. She was a huge lover of Motown and soul. Aretha Franklin, one of my favorites, definitely because of my mom. Elvis to a degree as well, but Aretha, oh my goodness. I can dive into Aretha's catalog any day of the week and never be bored and never be tired and just be transported.
Patti LaBelle, Aretha.
Yes.
Oh my God! Put them together on the stage and let's see it happen. I know that can't happen anymore because
No,
one is
but
living and one is a ghost. But that's like no, serious. You know, like one of my favorite Patty moments clearly is we're my background singers. Like y'all.
I love it.
Oh yeah. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to pick between
and
those two.
went right with it.
Yeah, that's pro. That's soul right there. She's
That's
like,
it.
woo, no. Oh God, what's going on here?
I love the one is living and one is a ghost.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm going to just fast forward to like the future. Aren't they going to be able to do holograms of like all of us?
Yeah.
Right. And then then everybody, you know what I'm saying? You can like request any backup people that you want, dead or alive.
Right.
Yeah, that'll be wild for
Oh.
sure. You could just take it from these very videos, you know, like our YouTube videos. They're just gonna map it all. Yeah.
Well,
I might be a hologram right now, so if I like phase out, you know what's up.
First tier. First tier.
That's so scary that you're a hologram right now. And here I
No,
thought you were talking to us live.
I'm real. I got you.
It's not a live stream, it's a dead stream.
Yeah.
Okay, that was like a really awful joke. Aris, getting back to you, I already know that you had a very cool mom. I can tell by the little bit you've told us. When did you realize that you had the gift of song?
So it started as poetry for me. So in my 10, 11, 12 angsty preteen phase, I started pouring my heart out into my journals in prose, and the poetry became a little bit more rhythmic. And then the songs started kind of pushing their way through that. And in my teens, I was really influenced by the alternative rock scene and also the Lilith Fair movement. Obsessed
the
with it.
Lilith Fair, wow.
Obsessed. So Paula Cole's album, This Fire, actually, I listened to that. I was literally from the minute I clicked play, like blown away and transported. And I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to find a way to make music like this.
Yeah. And now I have to say, I heard your Feel in Love at the Triad live. It was, I think, what a great version.
Wow.
Thank you. Amazing. Really appreciate that. I love that song. Such a gorgeous song.
She is so good.
Yes. Wonderful, wonderful person, wonderful artist, wonderful song all across the board.
You met Paula Koehl.
Yes. And actually it was because of my mom, strangely. Like my mom was a fan as well as me. And Paula was doing a Kickstarter for one of her albums. And one of the perks was sing live with Paula Koehl. And my mom literally dropped this on me like, surprise, you're singing live with Paula Koehl, which was very overwhelming and intense and beautiful. And then my mom passed like a couple days after that. So it was this really emotional saga, which then ended up really being very beautiful because a year after that moment, we did a duet together and dedicated it to my mom. And it was at a church, and it was just a gorgeous night. So
amazing.
Yeah, very full circle moment.
Shining down on you, and that's an incredible story.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we kept in touch after, and then we collaborated. And she's still touring and making amazing music. So
yeah, I came upon Paula Koehl late in life. The song that really made her well known, it's the one that I knew. I think it had to do with horses. Do you remember that?
I Don't Want to Wait, and she has Where Have All the Cowboys Gone, which were the two big 90s.
No, you knew what I meant.
Yep,
yeah. I figured cowboys and horses. We were like definitely getting close there.
Cowboys, horses, chaps.
Yeah.
All the best stuff, right? I mean, sign me up.
Right. Tie me up and ride me wet. No, I didn't say that. Mike said it. He put it.
I did. She went through me.
Yeah, it did. We channel
ventriloquism. I love it.
Yeah, we've done that.
Aris, don't even joke about that. We have a sketch that we do in 50 Shades of Gay.
Oh, you throw voices? Oh my goodness, I love it.
I did the puppet, and I'm the Christian girl that ordered the puppet from eBay, and it's what the puppet
Rude.
said. But anyway, this is not about our insanity. It's about you. So you were, would you say, as a teenager, like very emotional?
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know if that was just a circumstance of being like a sensitive kid or artistic or LGBT or a loner or a single child or a combination of all those things together. But definitely the art and the music was my safe space and the place where I could find myself and figure out like what I felt and what was okay. You know, I was in a very liberating, free space without judgment.
Isn't that great to be able to say that? Where did you grow up? What part of the country?
Brooklyn, born and raised, Brooklyn boy. Nice. I know I don't sound like it, but I can. Ready? Water.
Water.
Let's walk the dog.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I would have never known.
Yeah.
How did you wait? I never asked anyone this question. My husband's from Brooklyn, and every now and then he really slips into Brooklynese. You know, what are you, right?
What are you?
How did you manage to lose that?
I never really had it, and I don't know how that happened. I do think it's probably a product of like the house I was raised in. So like my mom was raised in the Midwest and had a very ambiguous accent. My dad was a Greek immigrant, so he had a thick Greek accent. So Brooklyn, kind of not as much there, but I grew up around a lot of people that sound like straight up Long Island and Brooklyn, and every once in a while it comes out. Yeah. Not on water, I don't say water, but if I get angry, I get a little Brooklyn. I get loud.
Yeah.
You know, the G disappears from things.
It's so funny because when we talk about pronouns on this show or just in general, you know, the one that confuses everybody is the they, right?
Yeah.
When a single person refers to themselves as they, them. I try and explain to people a perfectly good pronoun for that. And for a lot of pronouns would be use. You know, right. That's how I do it, right?
Yes.
Right. Use kids coming in today. Use how much use all going to hang out and use could be like one person.
Yes, I love it. I think use and also y'all is good too. That's probably why people don't think I'm from Brooklyn because I say y'all a lot. So like they probably think but it's just a fun word. It's very warm and folky. Like
it's good
welcoming.
To, keep people guessing. Where are you from?
Yeah. Do you like to keep people guessing?
Not intentionally, but I guess, I'm a little mysterious, so it just sort of happens sometimes,
I have to say you are a little mysterious, because I really wanted to learn more about you, and you're very emotional. There's a lot of great singers, but then there's people when you sing, you feel where the piece of their heart got broken. All right. And they take that into their music. How has having your heart broken affected your music?
Oh my goodness. It's why I have so many albums for sure. No, seriously though, love can be such an inspiration, both on the climb up when it's, the honeymoon phase and falling in love and being in love. And then the heartbreak phase. Wow. That's where you really learn about yourself and, the processing of things. So much to process emotionally, the grief, the loss, the forgiving yourself, getting over mistakes. And that's really where the music for me becomes really important. I've definitely utilized music as my therapy sessions, as
cathartic.
Yes, completely, as the thing that, it's the writing of it, which is, cerebrally cathartic, and then the actual performing of it, which is like physically cathartic. You actually are like expressing and releasing. So that's definitely very accurate, I would say. When I sing, it's not like I'm doing it intentionally, but because the songs are written from such a real place about such real moments, and maybe it's because I love emotional singers, and I was crafted kind of by osmosis, by listening to people that do this. So it feels right. And that's soul music, singing from your emotions and singing from pain, and getting just like all the realness out of your spirit and onto that stage and into the audience. So I love it.
Heartbreak does create the best songs. Heartbreak really does. Now, I know you said we could talk about anything. So would you like to drop the person's name that broke your heart?
Well, it's only a 55-minute show, so I don't know if we have enough time to go through the whole list. But no one that we know, no one that, like, if I said the name, it wouldn't be familiar to anyone. And my ex that I was with for 4 years, and really thought it was going to be the rest of my life, and we broke up right at the beginning of the pandemic, maybe like July of 2020. I am forbidden from emailing, texting, calling, and all those things. So I could drop a name and he wouldn't find out, but I would never do that. I would never do
Does
that.
the name rhyme with Gary, Barry, Larry?
Oh my God, Avelli, you are big.
Exactly. But I'll tell you, you can actually see him. I put together, speaking of just like being real and being emotional and putting that all out there. I have a music video that I just put out on my Patreon that will be out a little bit later in the spring, which is my song Still Here, which was written with my ex. And I took all of our home movies and I chopped that shit together into a video. So I will not say his name, but I will show his face.
I love it. Speaking of videos, we're going to play your video now. And I definitely have to hear more about this because my God,
there's a story there for sure.
To put together a video like that, you're going to drag him through the mud just with emotion. Okay, the name of the video is called "Through the Storms."
Become Love.
Become Love.
Become Love.
Yeah.
Love become a mountain. Love become a mountain. Love become a mountain. And lift me through the storms, singing Amen. La, la, la. Become a mountain and a mountain become love. Love become a mountain and a mountain become love. I could be your teacher, you could be my guide. We could spend all these years reaching, growing side by side. We could last forever, we could stand the test of time. Our love's a new religion, sent from heaven way up high. Amen. La, la, la. I love the way you love me and you love me all night long. Our love's a new religion sent from heaven way above. Love become a mountain and a mountain become love. Love become a mountain and a mountain become love. Love become a mountain and a mountain become love. My mother said, become love. And my doctor said, become love. And my lover said, yeah, my preacher said, cause my Lord said, yeah, my Jesus said, become love. And you love me all night long. Amen. I love, I love, I love. Our love's a new religion sent from heaven way above. Love become a mountain and a mountain become love. Love become a mountain and a mountain become love. Love become a mountain and a mountain become love. Love become a mountain and a mountain become love. Love become a mountain and a mountain become love.
I mean, I've already played it so many times, but no matter
goodness, thank you.
I love this song. And I was so fortunate to have heard you do this live with Coby, you know. It's such an incredible song. I've got so many questions about that video, though. Which
yeah, let's do it.
I want to haul you on this show tonight. So, okay, let's start with the rabbit. What does the giant rabbit or the person in the bunny suit symbolize?
I'm so happy someone is finally asking me these questions, because you know, a couple people have, and I haven't straight up answered it yet. But this is great. It's not because it's Easter or anything, but it's a really coincidental, great thing. It symbolizes a few things: excitement, innocence, being chased by the unknown. It also is an element in there that I wanted some funness, some lightness. And I thought about putting an actual love interest in the video and having it be that instead. And I wanted to just be a little campier. And I have a secret. It's me in the bunny suit.
No.
Yeah, I'm the bunny. I'm totally the bunny. I'm also the astronaut. So I triple dutied it for the video. I just wanted to do something that was like, you know, like my persona where I'm all like grungy and, you know, Aris on stage, but then also the silly fun me is in there too, because I'm also silly and fun. But yeah, and that rabbit also symbolizes, you know, sex, horniness, potential life, rebirth. I don't know if it comes across in my shaking of my tail feather, but now you know.
Wow, you're just blowing me away with. First of all, I'm a rabbit person, so I immediately, like, you know this about me. I live with two rabbits.
Beautiful.
So immediately, you know, I was trying to figure out the symbolism, right, of the rabbit, and he is kind of a goofy rabbit.
Oh yeah.
You could take it the other way. It was very like Richard. Who's the guy that writes the horror films? Richard King.
Stephen King?
Stephen King, yeah.
Why am I doing that? Stephen King.
Yeah, a little haunting too, being chased by this creature. Yeah.
Right? Did you think the bunny was all there? Was the bunny a little scary for you?
Well, you know, anything in a suit scares me. Cop, fireman. But no, I was saying too, with the, as you said, haunting, because the vocals, the background vocals, because we all love Coby, but the background vocals were very haunting as well. Yes. So was that kind of where you were going with the video too? Because the guitar and the flames and
it's meant to be sort of like Aris in Wonderland vibe without being all the way down the rabbit hole. Again, because of the rabbit. There you go. Definitely into the moody headspace of the emotional turmoil of the situation that I was creating, which was this dark storm that gets broken through by light and by love and by excitement. And yeah, the burning guitar also really symbolic. I actually burned two guitars for the album, one for the album cover and one for that video. They were a little busted, so it's not like, you know, they sacrificed themselves in good use, and they had a lot of great use over the years. So it's okay. We do a lot for our art. But yeah, the burning guitar for me, if I could have afforded to do a burning piano, I would have, 100%. But it would have been harder to get on a beach. Yeah, you know, just like rolling it onto a beach, logistically challenging. But setting free, like just taking what was and setting it free and making something new of it. And fire is rebirth, not just death, but also releasing. And I'm obsessed with fire. I think it's both dangerous and beautiful, and I love sitting by it and getting swept up in it. And I love what it does to us. It brings us to a place that's very ritualistic, very, you know, ancestral. It brings us to that sitting around a campfire vibe. And the song also has a little bit of that, the stomping and clapping and the guitars. So it's another way to bring in symbolism. And I wanted the album cover and the video to look similar and have that shot in it. So that's why the guitar is also burning on the album cover.
It seems like a lot of reflecting too, because I know, like you said, childhood, and so definitely. Yeah. So where was this filmed on location? Because I love the water and the beach. Yeah,
it was filmed in Brooklyn, in South Brooklyn, where I live in Bay Ridge, but even further south. It's a beach called Plum Beach, and it's not really very well known for New York City beaches, and that's because it's not really accessible via public transportation. It's like you have to bike there or drive there, and it's off the side of the highway. It's also a place that's governed by the Parks Department in New York, but no one really has jurisdiction, so they leave it alone. So it's one of the only places in New York City where you can light a fire and not get ticketed. And therefore I do it very often. And yeah, it's a really cool place to go and, you know, do like a campfire with friends, like set up a tent or a glamping situation. So that's where the beach scenes were shot. And then the forest and the rabbit and all that was shot in Staten Island, actually, in the mountains. They have there's a nature preserve, and it's called the Greenbelt.
Oh, yeah.
Actually. Yeah. So we shot up at the end of October, just as the leaves were changing. So it was really nice.
I love it. You really are an urban boy. You shot in the mountains of Staten Island. I don't know too many people that would even refer to Staten Island as
mountainous. Yes.
Yeah, having mountains. So I still have more questions about this video, though. Mm-hmm. I'm totally into wolves, and you use them in your video. Where did you get the wolves, or was it wolf footage? And why did you?
Yeah, it's stock footage because you know, like we got to use what we can as our independent musicians to make that.
Those are gray wolves, by the way. If you didn't know, there's gray wolves and red wolves, and gray wolves. They've really been working on bringing them back. They were beautiful.
They're gorgeous creatures. I think for me, like I love all nature and I love animals and wolves in particular. I think they have a really bad rap of being like just violent. You know, their nature is to be what they are. That doesn't mean they're evil in any way. And they're also beautiful and gentle. And I wanted to show that, to show potentially like the danger of the wolf, and then show, no, there's a softer side. And like you see the wolves together, and even they have a moment of intimacy or love where it's just universal. And you can feel that in nature and also in humanity, which is of course part of nature.
Yeah.
Right. I took it, it's funny, I took it a different way.
I love multiple interpretations. So
I know,
how'd you take it?
So great. It's like reading Carlos Castaneda, The Teaching of Don Juan. Everybody like interprets something by how high they are. But I'm not high. This is my interpretation. The giant bunny, right? And then you've got wolves. Everyone knows one of the things wolves eat are rabbits. So I thought, oh, that is a very cool symbolism to have in there. And now that I know you were in the bunny suit, that's just like turned it all inside out and upside down.
I wasn't going to tell anyone. And then I was like, no, I think there's some behind the scenes footage that also is on my Patreon that will eventually make it into the mainstream as well, where I'm unmasking myself and get some extra dance moves. I think the most fun was the dance moves for me because like I would never dance like that as myself. I mean, maybe on the dance floor with friends, but not like in a video. But I would definitely dance like that as the bunny, and like a lot of naughtier things too that didn't make it in the video for sure.
The bunny was very freeing for you.
Yeah, and you know, and that's what I wanted to celebrate. That, you know, there's the heavy with the life, but there's a lot that's very freeing, and it's springtime, nature, revitalizing, and just you see it right now. You look out the window and that darkness that we felt for months and months and months. Now it's flowers. Yes. Now it's unlimited potential, you know, and that's life. It comes with the ebbs and flows, you know.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
As life does. I have to ask you a question because, and this is for you too, Aris. So, as an entertainer, I worked once with a company called La Masquerade, and I had to have on a full costume. I was Liza Minnelli, and I had to have on a giant Liza head. And it was scary to me and claustrophobic to me. I'm sure you've had on a head-to-toe costume. And Aris, this was the first time you've ever been in a head-to-toe costume. Do you all ever get claustrophobic? What goes on in your head?
You first.
Yeah, me. I am claustrophobic, number one. Yes, absolutely, 100%. I think for me, it's the sweating. And because you're so hot in there, and if you're on stage, the lights, no, not good for me. Not good. And
so it's claustrophobia. But you know that commercial, never let them see you sweat. Well, they can't see you sweat in there, Avelli, because
when I come out, it's like that Lucy show when she was in that big thing trying to lose weight. And I come out, I'm like, God, only a half a pound. I'm like, what the hell is this?
It's like a good way to lose weight. That's a way to look at it. What about you? Aris?
Well, truthfully, it is not the first time that I've been fully in costume, and I'll follow up with that in a minute. But I want to piggyback off what Ike said. Yes, the sweating is horrendous. I'm a sweater in general. I can be in a tank top like last night. I was sitting in Pangea in a tank top sweating. It was cold last night, but whatever. Okay.
Cool. They have a really good. They put in like a new system in there, and there you were sweating like a pig.
Sweater. But and I'm a little claustrophobic too, so like the things on the face, definitely it's an adjustment. But yeah, I used to produce a sketch comedy for several years, and I also acted on that sketch comedy and was in a variety of costumes for any, wigs and makeup and masks and stuff. So it's not unfamiliar to me. And in essence, I was kind of bringing a little bit of that back for myself to see if I wanted to do again. And we are rebooting the sketch comedy for a new season this year. So stay tuned.
You're kidding. Well, stay in touch with us because we all do sketch comedy. And I love that. That's not a Liza head, though. Don't think for 1 minute that's ever.
Oh, don't put the Liza head on. Lady Gaga will take you right off the stage.
Changing bar mitzvahs, and these old men would say, "Liza, come sit on my lap." I was
no! Wow.
So awful. So totally awful.
Well, I have a question. So we're gonna keep on the video and Coby Koehl, who I love, and I love the interview you did with him and how you talked about how you met at Stonewall. I think it was like 6 years ago, maybe. And I think, like, for artists, for myself anyway, it's fascinating to me how we become so afraid to approach people we idolize. And I think you kind of felt that way with Coby, and then you were surprised at how amazing he was in person.
Absolutely. I mean, like, this surprises people, but I'm a little shy in general, and that doesn't always come across because I'm a performer and I do comedy and I put on costumes and I dance in bunny suit apparently. But in reality, when I get in a room filled with people, there's that initial like fight or flight thing that happens biologically in my brain, and I kind of have to work through that. So I always kind of struggle with a little bit of social anxiety disorder in a situation, even performing, because it's like you're going to get up there and you're going to do your thing, but it's often a bunch of people you might not know. And will they be supportive? Will they not? And for a while, I struggled with confidence too. Like maybe I didn't have something to offer. So if you're walking into a room and you're doubting yourself before you get there, it's harder than to like talk to everyone openly and freely. Luckily, I've been doing a lot of self work, so now I try to walk in knowing that I can have something to offer, and it's a little bit easier. But yeah, that night at Stonewall, it was the Madonna worship event, and a beautiful night of live music. And I had been following Coby on social media for a couple of months at that point. I was just blown away by the performance videos that I saw. I hadn't seen him sing live yet at that point, but all the videos of him that he had posted live were just phenomenal. And pretty much like minutes after I walked in, he just came right up to me and introduced himself and told me how phenomenal I was and how excited he was to hear me sing. And all my nerves and fears about that night instantly went away because there was someone there that saw me and appreciated me. So I didn't have to worry about was there going to be someone in the room like that. And that was the start of our friendship. And it really was a mutual love of each other and our talents and our voices and our journey. And I'm just grateful that we've gotten to collaborate a couple times so far and sing together live. And he'll be with me also at Pangea on May 14th at 9:30. We're doing Become Love Again, as well as a cover, which I won't tell you yet because we haven't figured it out yet, but we'll know soon. It's one of
that's going to be amazing. I am going to write down. I'm like looking at my calendar over there so that that date belongs to you guys.
Oh, it'd be wonderful to have you there.
Yeah,
I would love to be. I'm going to be in Florida that weekend.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
We'll have you in spirit and in bourbon.
I will be at the next. Oh, of course.
Right.
I will be at the next one for sure, though.
You know what? I'll sweat for you there. How about that? I'll sweat for you.
Thank you.
That's what true friends do for each other. They sweat for them.
Yes.
All right. So you brought up something about performance, and thank you for bringing it up, that anxiety thing. And you get up there. people don't realize how vulnerable, my God, we make ourselves. We get up there and it's like, oh my God, are they going to receive me? Oh my God, are they looking at their phone? That one, and I know like that pushes you over the edge too.
Yeah.
Don't be looking at, and then you go, you have this whole head game, right? All of us, that goes through our heads. One of the things that I can tell you that really worked for me, my background is in stand-up comedy. Boy, if that doesn't toughen you up, like the worst audiences at 2 a.m, drunken guys that want to hear tit jokes. And it doesn't matter, right? I know this from comedy clubs. It doesn't matter how brilliant you are. They don't want to hear about that. You know, I could get up there and go tits, and they would just be like, hysterical on the floor. And that, having that rejection, the worst thing to me to have to ever do, and I do it, is stand-up comedy. But now I do it in a comfort zone. I write parodies, and I'm not a singer. And people know that, but my words in the parodies are funny, which has loosened me up as a stand-up person. And I get up there and I really do not give a shit what anyone thinks. I love every minute. Even Ike, when we did your show, every minute on that stage just being like stupid or emotional or any of those things.
And I say that too. I say my show that we were together in is mindless fun.
Yes.
And that's what it's about. People to get out, get away from whatever they're going through for 90 minutes and hopefully walk away a little bit more happier than they were when they came in.
That's what we all want.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's life. And also, like, what an inspiration to take that energy of getting up there and not giving a fuck about anything and just having a great time and sharing that with the crowd and inspiring them to do the same. Like,
exactly what Ike said, you know, they're taking that away with them. Ike, you know, even the jerk in his phone, and there's always one. Well, now there's more than one. I've had people come up and say, oh my God, they really enjoyed it, and they mean it. So as performers, you realize how lucky we are to be able to do that.
To express ourselves. It's amazing. And even like the parodies, Wendy, you're being expressive. Right. You know, you're writing down because you're thinking, and you know, that is hard too, because when you're writing those parodies, you're laughing when you're writing it. And you're thinking, are they going to laugh? And then when they do, it's so rewarding.
It is rewarding, but now I don't even care if they, I went through this whole looking glass. I don't care if they laugh. I don't care if they're in their phone. I just feel so blessed to be on that stage. And, you know, if they don't like it, I'll be done from my, 5 or 10 minute set, and we'll all get on with our lives. The gift of song, though, Aris, that you have, truly, no matter how you're feeling, your voice and your emotion, it is like taking a beautiful gift and handing it to people in your audience. And that is really powerful. And certainly, you said you're doing work on yourself. That is certainly something I want you to know and realize how incredible to be able to do that, to move people emotionally.
Yeah.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's what it's all about for me. It's the reasons that I, share the music and don't just keep it all in the vault to myself to dance alone in my bedroom too. To lift other people up and, the things that we go through and experience. If I can share that lesson from the tragedy or trouble, and it ends up being triumphant for someone else, and they don't have to feel alone going through the same thing, or maybe they don't have to go through it at all. That's like life. That's everything.
Aris, you're an interesting combination, because you can do this emotional stuff, and yet, I just found out tonight that's where the bunny thing came in.
Yeah.
You do sketch comedy.
I love it.
Right? I guess, because a lot of us, we're comedic.
Yeah,
that's what we do.
Joan Rivers taught me one thing, and it was to reinvent. Do whatever you can. And I have to say one personal thing to Aris, and we've never met, but we've been Facebook friends for a
long time.
And I know your work, and it's funny because Reborn, years ago, when I used to listen to it, and we used to go out to the clubs in New York City, and the lyrics at that time to me were, I'm listening to a great song. My partner passed away February of this year. And it's funny because I was re-listening to the words, and my God, it was almost like cathartic. It's like everything is sparkling now and let the sunshine in. I felt as though that was him speaking to me through your words.
Mhm.
And it really, really moved me today when I was listening to it again, and how different it meant to me 6 years, 7 years ago to today, how the lyrics just mean something different.
Wow.
I'm really touched that you had that moment with the song, and that's beautiful. And I'm sorry for your loss.
Thanks.
Yeah, and it shows you, because you have those beautiful memories, Ike, of listening to that song when he was here.
Yeah.
And now it shows you how, music and the ability to touch people, it can transcend everything.
Absolutely.
Because things in our outer world change. So how we perceive a song that we once felt one way about will hit us in another way.
Perfectly put. Yeah.
That is so. We are on the last leg of our journey here. Do you have some special words you'd like to share with people and upcoming performances? And this is your perfect minute.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to do the plug first because that's the thing we do. May 14th, Saturday, 9:30 p.m. at Pangea will be me and my band. Really excited about that because it's been since before COVID that I was on stage with my band. So it's really a triumphant return. And I have 2 singles coming out in the next couple of weeks. One is the single with Ari Gold, Forever and a Day, which I'm really happy to put out. It's a beautiful track and he sounds just so gorgeous on it. So I'm really excited for people to hear that and to have a piece of him with them again. And I also have the remix single for Become Love featuring Coby Koehl coming out this spring, which has got a lot of great dance remixes on it. Different interpretations of the song, kind of all in a different genre. So we hop between genres with each remix. And I'm also finishing up the podcast for Through the Storms, which accompanies the album. And that's when you saw the interview with Coby that was on one episode. Kind of is the behind the scenes of the music where we talk more about what's going on and why and how and tell the stories, let the people know what the songs are about. And then I'm back in the studio recording more. So new album next year.
My gosh, we certainly have a whole plate full happening there. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I will definitely be there May 14th. And Ike, I'll sweat for you. I'll clap for you.
I will also sweat for you. I promise.
Be there for you. And I always like to end by taking a picture of everybody. Cheese. One more. Thank you. And thank you, everybody who listened in tonight. Thank you, Ike Avelli. Thank you, Aris. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.